Hey guys, IceWire here and welcome back to another video. And today the topic of the video is going to be how getting into Dungeons and Dragons is if you are a newcomer and you got a case of the old anxiety, because I personally have that, and I want to talk about basically how I try to deal with it, because it's something that I still struggle with, often, constantly, almost every D&D session. So that's going to be the end of the game for the video today. I want to do something that was a little non-scripted and something that I could just easily do since I'm getting back into the swing of things with making videos. So here I am talking about one of my current hobbies that I get up to at the moment. So Dungeons and Dragons for me is a relatively new thing. I've only been playing for not quite a year now, on and off. If I had to sum up like total hours of gameplay, I played my first session back in 2018, I think. I played a Dragonborn Paladin named Nax. Here is art of my son. I love him. One day I'll make a video just gushing over all my characters, but today is not that day. It was just a small little guest role since I was currently visiting overseas and taking part in D&D for the first time. Jumping to a year later, I played a little bit of Curse of Strahd online with some friends. My husband DM'd the game and he'd been wanting to run Curse of Strahd for a while, so I played as Selene Tremere, who was a barbarian and a wereraven. Sadly the campaign didn't go on for as long as everyone would have hoped for, just due to schedules, since we're playing online with people in one state and half of the party was in another state. So in the end, conflicting schedules just led to it sort of being postponed indefinitely, which is very sad because I love Selene and I really like that campaign a lot, and it left on such a cliffhanger. So that was about 6 months ago or so, and we're jumping back into it again now with the Rick and Morty Dungeons and Dragons set. Now if you're not familiar with it, there is a Dungeons and Dragons adventure centered around Rick and Morty. So we're playing that. One of my husband's friends is DMing it, and you get some pre-made characters assigned to you, or you get to pick, and then you just have fun, go with it from there. You can do some dumb stuff. The last session was really weird. People disappeared through the floor. My feet got set on fire. Very fun shit. And eventually, after that little quick campaign's over, we'll be starting up what will be my second official campaign that I'm fully jumping into as a primary, one of the main players, if you get what I mean. So I have a little bit of gaming experience, but I'm still trying to learn the ropes because we've been playing it on and off for a while now. So my only exposure to Dungeons and Dragons is through that and Critical Role, which is how I first learned how D&D worked before I got to play it myself. Now before every D&D session, I tend to really struggle with anxiety. I have a severe social anxiety disorder, if you want to get a specific label or whatever. But yeah, I have anxiety, so whenever D&D Day comes up, I tend to go through a range of emotions. I tend to get very anxious and kind of apathetic. And it's not that I don't really want to play, I think it's more that I get into a mindset of I'm gonna be around people for a long period of time and I'm kind of nervous about it. So this video isn't really much of a guide on how to deal with it. It's more so just sharing my own experience as a player that has anxiety and feels anxiety a lot, and how I cope with it. But if you take some tips from this and want to try one of these coping methods, then by all means. I hope it helps with you as well as it does for it helping me. I'm good at this, I swear. So it's gonna sound very odd, but something that I think helps me kind of de-stress is having a day to charge mentally. For me, I need to, like, before I hang out with people and after I'm done hanging out with people for an extended period of time, because a D&D session can go on for like 3 hours. I've played in D&D sessions that go on for 8 hours as well, which was whoo mama, hooey zoo mama. It's long. And I tend to feel kind of like a drained battery after it, and I definitely need time to recharge. But a way of recharging, and I'm saying that term a lot, it's just, I don't know, try and mentally prepare yourself for like hanging out with people and getting into character and playing a long game if you think it's going to be a long game. Most D&D sessions go for about like 3 to 4 hours, which is what our games are currently going at the moment, around about the 3 to 4 hour mark. And as odd as it sounds, even if you're, you know, trying to mentally prepare and the day comes and you're still feeling a little bit like about it, nap. Take a nap. For real. It will help. I try to nap before I play D&D. Recently I did not do that in last night's session, which I should have, because I didn't get much sleep that day, and I did not, so I'm smart at taking my own advice. But seriously, napping really helps, so I would recommend that. Also, another thing that helps is if you know the people well enough, like you feel comfortable in the group that you're in to, like, I don't know, chat with, just chat, honestly, like have a little bit of banter beforehand or kind of get your nerves down, because D&D is not meant to be a stressful thing. I mean, obviously encounters can get, things can happen, but it shouldn't be a like dreadful experience. Like you shouldn't be dreading going. So for me, people that I know in my group well enough that make me feel more comfortable, because I am not like, I don't know my husband's friend who's DMing like very well, so I'm a little bit, I don't know, kind of intimidated, I guess, in the sense of like I haven't known this person for too long. Like I know them, but I don't know them on a deep enough level where I'm like completely zen, because I feel like, I don't know, I have to prove that I'm not annoying. But I know my husband, he's in the group. I have a friend that's also in the group. I have my brother-in-law who's also in the group, and I lived with them for like 3 months, and no, 6 months all up in total. So I think overall, if you play with people that you feel comfortable around, that you can like banter with prior to the game starting, that'll really help. It helps me having my husband to hold my hand and rub my back, low-key. One of the things that I get really nervous about when I play D&D is how well I'll roleplay a character. Now, I was very nervous starting this little teeny mini series that we're doing with the Rick and Morty adventure, because I don't watch Rick and Morty. So, and the character sheets that you get are the characters in the show who have made their own character sheets. So Morty has made his own character sheet, and it even has his name Morty up on the top where it says like player name. So you yourself are playing as a Rick and Morty character, playing a D&D character. It's kind of meta. But I'm not too familiar with the show. I've seen some episodes and honestly it's not my cup of tea, but I do like the wackiness of this dungeon. It is very fun. We had people walk into a room filled with gremlin Mortys, and there were jewels, and they told us to, if we had to proceed, we had to put the jewels up our butts, and we did, and turned out it did not work, and there were just 100 little Mortys laughing at us, and one of the players who had lost half an ass cheek shot the gem from their butthole at one of the little gremlin Mortys. Yeah. So weird shit like that. But yeah, no, I was really anxious starting it because, I don't know, I feel like you'd have to be well versed with like Rick and Morty to really get into it. So I kind of approached it at first with that mindset, which added to some anxiety, but honestly, it's really fun. Even if you don't like Rick and Morty, it's fun, it's stupid, and you can you get to do stupid shit. One of the things that is a bitch about having anxiety and, you know, being involved in D&D is like trying to swallow down that anxiety and have a fun time. Because, I mean, I'm in a friend group who really loves D&D and I'm still kind of new to it, so I don't fully have like that attachment to it that everybody else does. I'd like to, and I hope I do one day, because, you know, I enjoy it. I think it's a really fun game, a cool storytelling medium, and there's just so much you can do with it creatively. But, you know, I'm not that like intertwined with D&D as a lot of the other players in my group. Kind of went off on an emotional tangent there, and I don't know what my original point was going to be. Nice. And another little tip, while I remember it off the top of my head, it just popped into my brain. Snacks. Snacks help. You don't have to go to D&D and starve. Bring snacks. You'll feel good. Sometimes anxiety can be helped with food. Whether it's just, I don't know, like a small bag of chips and like candy, or you bring in your own like Maccas or whatever, or you get Maccas or sushi or some kind of takeout with everybody else. Eating beforehand is a good idea. Sometimes I'll be like, oh god, I feel like really bad. I don't even know if I want to play. Like, I'll be in my own head while at the table and everyone's sitting up, and then someone will be like, hey, you want some cookies? And I'll be like, yeah, I guess. And then I eat the cookies and I feel like better in 5 minutes. So that helps. Anyway, as I was saying earlier, so I'm not as intertwined into D&D as everybody else in my party is. I'd like to be one day, because I also want to DM one day. And that's going to be, that's going to be a hurdle, because what I want to do is, I want to do a homebrew campaign as my first thing, and that's ballsy. That's ballsy as shit. But I still want to do it. I've been planning it for months. I have so many notes. I have a Google Doc. So yeah, hopefully eventually I'll feel like more at home with D&D. But for now, I'm content as a player and learning how things go, as well as trying to swallow down my anxiety while I'm at it. It can be tough, especially if, I don't know, you're entering a group and you're new. Like, you might not even know anyone there. You might have just found this group through whatever means you have found your group through, whether it's on Roll20 or through a friend of a friend or something like that. You know, it's hard to sort of suss out players and how they are and how well you click with them and how well you click in-game with each other as characters. And it's something I definitely still struggle with a lot. Honestly, just taking some time beforehand to, you know, prepare yourself like mentally and emotionally for the game the next day is really helpful. Napping, make sure you get sleep, or taking a nap during the day before your session starts. That really helps a lot. And snacks, they really help. Don't disregard snacks. Also, talking to your DM. Talk to the DM. I remember for my first time playing Dungeons and Dragons, my husband, who was my then boyfriend at the time, I was really nervous about playing D&D because I'd never done it before. And I talked to him about it, and he was very helpful with it. We actually had like a little fake rolling dice session where he taught me how to do an attack as a paladin and like what my abilities did. And he told me like, okay, so this dice does this, so you're gonna roll that with this. And I don't know, it was really helpful for me personally. So if you have like a decent enough relationship with a DM, or you feel comfortable, don't be shy about it, because it'll probably help you in the long run if you want to enjoy playing D&D. And yeah, that concludes my video for today. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my random little chat about Dungeons and Dragons. I've been inspired by Baldur's Gate 3, playing D&D at the moment. I'm very like D&D orientated currently, so that's what I'm doing with my life. Yeah, tabletop games, they're fun. And even with anxiety, there is a way to, you know, work around it, or at least get yourself into a state where you feel okay enough to participate. And even if you feel like shit after the session, like you feel drained, that's fine. That is completely fine. Playing with anxiety is fucking tough. It really is. So don't feel ashamed about feeling anxious beforehand or feeling completely drained socially after. It happens. And it's okay. And of course, a massive thank you to my current patrons of 2020. They are, of course, Nicholas Montoya, Cooladora, Kazgirl, and Zapfanouch. And if you want to see your name shouted out at the end of the video like these amazing people right here, do hop on over to my Patreon and check out all the cool rewards on offer. And thank you so much for all of the amazing support you guys give me on that platform. It has funded many different things on this channel and also has kept me fed. So thank you very much for all the support on Patreon. It is IceWire signing off, and I'll see you 2 minutes later next time on the channel. Have a lovely day / night wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you guys next time.